Welcome to Synagogues of the Ukraine, Part 3. In this episode, we focus on the Jewish houses of worship in Ukraine, which has about 2.8 million residents. The Ukrainians also call it Kiev today. So some people call this the Central Synagogue. It was built by a philanthropist by the name of Lazar Brodsky. That's why it's also called the Brodsky Synagogue. And it was built in 1898. The Soviet Union communists grabbed it in 1926. During World War II, the Nazis used it as a stable for horses. It went back into Jewish hands after the Soviet Union fell in the mid-1990s, and repair has been done, obviously, to the structure. A couple other notes. It is now under the control and direction of the Chabad Lubavitch. The other point is that Brodsky financed this synagogue for those who do not want a community-financed choral synagogue with modernistic practices. Speaking of choral synagogues, this would be the Velika Choral Synagogue. That means that introduced into the service was a male choir performing, along with other modern changes to the traditional practices. We believe that this Kiev Jewish Community Center is somehow associated with the synagogue. There is the Galitska Synagogue, which is under the leadership of the chief rabbi of the Ukraine, Rabbi Yaakov Bleich. It was built in 1909, but originally it was of a design that hid its house of worship intention. This was so that the Tsar would not prevent its construction. The Nazis did significant damage to it during World War II. Post-war, the Soviet Union used it as a workers' canteen area for an electrotechnical plant. After the fall of the Soviet Union, it returned to the Jewish community. Since it was repaired in 2001, it's again a synagogue. Our final stop in this Kiev Ukraine trip is the Karaite Knesset. Knesset meaning Beit Knesset or house of worship. There was a small band of less than 300 Karaite Jews in Kiev in the late 1890s, and they built this synagogue for their use. Karaim or Karaites adhered to a strict interpretation of the written word of the Torah. They tend to discount the oral law and rabbinic interpretation. Originally there was a dome on top of this building and it was taken down. It has had multiple usage over the years and is no longer a synagogue since the beginning of the Soviet Union. This concludes our look at Kiev Ukraine Jewish houses of worship. There's still more to check out in the Ukraine. So bye for now and see you real soon.